Howdy folks, how's everybody doing out there today? This is my 59 Edsel here. It's a 59 Edsel Corsair. It's a two-door hardtop, and really doesn't matter if you got a two-door hardtop, a two-door post, or really doesn't matter. This will work on a lot of different models, and what I've done here is I've came up with the my own upgrade kit for our steering. And what we've done here is this car came equipped from the factory with power assist, and the power steering pump was a Eaton power steering pump, and we're going to keep that for the original appearance, but we're going to eliminate the power assist. And to do that, you have to swap this drag link out, or you can run this drag link. But the problem that I don't like is it's got this end. This attaches to your power assist, which is right here. And so this will go onto this. And then your drag link ties into this, and it's got threaded ends here. Here's your drag link. So it's threaded on that end, and this is threaded in just like so. And then what happens is it's got a little piece that goes over like this, and then it's got a clamp that goes over two. Here, this is that goes over two to hold it down. And it's got the bolt and the nut and all that. That's what holds it all together. And anyway, it's like basically like a tie rod end or a ball joint end. This is it right here. And it just sits down in here like this, and this threads on this drag link here just like so, and it's got the piece over it, then it's got the clamp, and the control valve, which is right here, attaches to this other end that's got the two bolt holes just right here. Alright, so and there's our actual power assist cylinder there. But the reason why we eliminate this is this cylinder, it leaks like crazy, and they're kind of expensive to replace, and even if you replace them, they're going to leak again eventually anyway. And I'm going to show you what you got to do to either go to manual steering on, this will apply to a 59 Ford Galaxy, a 59 like a Mercury, or 59 Lincoln or anything like that. This will probably go from a 57 all the way up to probably a 65, honestly. And this will work on some Mustangs too. But what you got to do is this drag link here, we're going to do away with this completely, because I don't like it for quite a few reasons. And they do make an adapter that doesn't have these two bolt holes like we have here. They make an adapter for this that'll thread onto this drag link here, and to convert it there to manual steering. But we still got this stud here, because this is where our cylinder attaches and goes on. Now we're going to eliminate all this mess, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it here. I ordered a 63/64 manual steering drag link, and what that does is it has the same end just like this. It will fit right into the original style idler arm, and it keeps the tie rods and everything lined up just like they're supposed to be. And we're running the original inner and outer and the tie rod sleeves for our 59 Edsel or a 59 Ford Galaxy or a Fairlane, same thing. And the only thing we're changing is this drag link. We're going to upgrade it, and it's got, like I said, it's got the same style bushing. This will fit directly into your idler arm, and we're actually taking this and eliminating it. Why you ask? For a couple of reasons. I want to get rid of this because, to me, it's kind of like a ball joint, and when it wears out over time, I would be scared when this is all together and attached to the drag link that this is going to pop out, and you'll be going down the road and it's a safety issue in my opinion, and you lose control of the steering, and before you know it, you get into an accident. But long story short, I don't like that design. It's a major safety concern for me, majorly. And we're going to get rid of this. I'm not going to pay $130 for an adapter. That's pretty much the exact same thing as what's here, except it doesn't have these two bolt holes. It's all together. It's got a new joint, and it's got a new clamp, and all that stuff. But you got to watch out, because some of them are different threads. You have to measure the threads of this drag link here if you're going to go that route. I'm not going that route because I want to make this car safer. And so, you're not going down the road and poof, there you go. You just lost that joint there, because it'll wear out so much, and, lose control of the car. Because ball joints, if you do wear them out enough and you keep driving them, they can pop out of the socket. And I do not like that design. It's a major safety concern there. That's why I'm getting rid of it. And I just don't like the style drag link. We want to make it a one-piece drag link and just make it overall just a lot better upgrade. So here's what I've done. There's no information out there whatsoever, none at all. And I got this Edsel here. It's a 59 Edsel, and the only really difference is this car it had the power assist, but it's using a manual steering box or assembly, whatever you want to call it. But it's using a regular old manual steering assembly / gear box, what have you, whatever you want to call it. And I'll show you that first, and then we'll move on to our drag link. I'll show you what I did. Don't mind the car underneath the hood. This is still in progress. It's a work in progress. So there's our steering box there. Let's make this bright. There you go, so you can see it a little better. But that's just a regular old manual steering box. That's all it is. Let's get our plug wire out of the way. Just a regular old manual steering box. That's it. Alright, so I removed our drag link. We got rid of all that mess. Got rid of the control valve. We pulled our power steering lines off. Got rid of all that mess. And, it's just leaking like crazy and all that. The control valve is very inexpensive to rebuild. And, I got it all apart here. I kind of messed this end up because this is where the actual joint, that ball joint, I guess you would call it, goes inside this, but I kind of messed it up a little bit. But we're eliminating all this mess. So I ordered a 63/64 manual steering drag link, and this is what we have. It's bolted up. If we look, that adapter that threads on to the end of our drag link would have been right here, and it would have bolted up to our pitman arm. Okay, and what was happening as this thing wears out in that adapter is you had a lot of slop like crazy back and forth, and just you had that, and then it'll wear out enough to where I don't really think it would happen, but to prevent that, it could pop out of the socket, and then guess what? That's your pitman arm there. That is your pitman arm. And, that's a major safety concern. I wanted to get rid of that. So this is our 63/64 manual steering drag link. So that got rid of that. Yeah, we still got a joint there, but that's a whole lot better. It's not threaded on or any of that mess. This is replaceable. I'd like to find a true one that, if we could find a pitman arm that had this reversed, where the joint was in the pitman arm and the drag link just had a hole that was machined, that was tapered, like my Chevelle, because they do make them that way, it would be a lot better design, because I'd rather replace the pitman arm and the idler arm than have to deal with all that. But anyway, this is a 63/64 manual steering drag link. This is an upgrade. They do not make this as a kit. I had to figure this out on my own. And as you can see, we're using our original inner and outer tie rods and the sleeves. They're all bolted up. It's all mocked up. And we're using our original idler arm, if we look at it over there. And I've already checked, we've rotated the wheels completely back and forth. And there's a little stop on here too. That is right here. So if we push this all the way left here, of course our tires are getting in the way. It rotates completely and then hits that stop right there. So if you turn all the way left, it's hitting stop there. You look at our drag link, you know, nothing's rubbing or anything at all. Nothing's rubbing. Then we turn it all the way back. You know, that's all the way to the right. Everything looks good. It's nothing rubbing or batting up or anything. It's nice and smooth. And, you know, the only thing we changed is this drag link. That's it. To eliminate that stupid adapter that I don't like for safety reasons. And, you know, this drag link was $200. The adapter was 125, 130-ish shipped. You know, for a little bit more, you know, you can make your car safer, and at the same time, this will keep all the same geometry and everything and not change nothing. Now, this drag link is a little bit longer, but that's not going to matter, because what they did is they kept the drag link, or not the drag link, it kept the inner tie rods in the same location, but they made the drag link just a tiny bit longer. So it does not affect any of the steering at all. We've rotated the wheels back and forth several times. As you can see, nothing is binding. Nothing. It's all the way to the left. Now, the only thing we might have to modify, if we take a close look over there, I will walk over there and I will show you. But this is what I've done, you know, and I've upgraded it. And we're going to upgrade, like I said, to the Borgensen power steering gearbox. That will put the power steering in the actual steering box itself, and it'll be much better. And we will keep our original Eaton power steering pump, and it'll just be a lot better design and keep the original appearance under the hood. But anyway, you know, as I've checked these over and over and over again. They turn completely right, and then they turn completely left. That's completely left right there. And nothing's rubbing or anything. You know, I've checked it and checked it and checked it. We push it all the way right, and we are good. See? And everything's good. Nothing's binding up or anything. That's this side, and this is this side over here. But nothing's binding up. And it's hitting that stop just like it was from the factory. It was hitting that before, and the pitman arm is hitting the frame, but that's the way it was before. I've checked it with the drag link on and without the drag link. It's the same result. Both our wheels are turning left and right. So our turning radius is still exact same. Drag link's a little bit longer, but that shouldn't affect nothing at all. And if we turn them straight here, it's pretty close to straight. You know, our wheels are pretty straight if we look at it. So it shouldn't affect nothing at all. That's that side. There's this side over here. And it's towed in a little bit. But these tie rods are completely wore out. So, you know, as you can see, I mean, I can do this. If you can hear that. See, the tie rods are completely wore out. It's got play in the steer. That's from the tie rods. That'll go away. I've ordered all that stuff, you know, that'll go away. But anyway, point is, we checked it both ways. So we turned it all the way to the left, all the way to the right, with the drag link installed, without the drag link installed. We made sure, you know, the pitman arm and everything is free, and, you know, everything is turning correctly. That's what I've checked over and over and over again. But anyway, the only modification we will have to make, which is really not that big a deal, and we might not even have to do it because it needs an idler arm bushing yet. The whole front suspension and the rear suspension too. But the whole, you know, the whole car needs to be a frame off restoration, really. But short and simple, you know, this car, it's old, it's worn out. And, you know, it needs the front suspension redone. But the only thing that I really see that's going to probably cause an issue is the drag link. If we turn all the way to the left, is hitting this idler arm bracket, which that little hole right there was for our power assist cylinder. So what I could do is I'm going to probably just take and I'll replace the bushing first, because the bushing is shot. As you can see, the bushing is already comes installed in this new drag link here, and so that makes it nice. We know it's not there, and so I might have to, we could do one or two things. I'm going to find another bracket to get rid of this so we can get some clearance right in here, because there's a different style idler or bracket that we could run, and that'll give us more the clearance we need. That'll take care of that issue. Or we could just come in here. I won't do this one specifically, but I'll buy another power assist idler arm bracket there, and I'll just come in here and notch it out if I got to. I'm not going to do this one because this is original to the car, but I might buy another one exactly like it and notch it out, because I want to keep everything that comes off this car on the shelf in case I decide to go, you know, 100% back original, which I don't really plan on it, but in case I ever do. And if we look under here, our idler arm bushing is wore out. I mean, I can move it back. This idler arm, I can move it. I mean, you can tell. There you go. It's wore out. So that'll take care of that issue. But anyway, it's what we got. So we may have to change the side of the arm bracket out, which is not a big deal, and get a little slightly different one. The other one, if I get it, will bolt up the same way, and I think it actually extends a little bit higher, and it has 2 bolts in it, and it'll just extend up, and then it'll get rid of all this mess, and then it'll give us our clearance that we need. And if you look at our idler arm there, it's pushed back a little bit, and if we look at our bushing, it's wore out. So we may not even have to do that, because this drag link actually would be out a little bit more if this bushing wasn't shot. And if we look, it's about pushed out just about. Well, no, never mind, it's not pushed out, but it's dry rotted like crazy. That's why we got so much play there. But I kept everything the same. Like I said, the outer tie rods that's right there, the tie rod sleeves, and the original inner tie rods are the exact same. They're the original 59 Edsel stuff / Galaxy, Fairlane, you know, all that's the same. All that'll interchange. Just because it's Edsel don't mean you can't get parts for it. But that's why you look up a 63 to 64 drag link, and this side over here that goes to the pitman arm has that joint in it. And then if we come over, then we got our tie rods. There's our 2 tie rods in the center, because that's very important. You got to have the tie rods lined up right. And then it's got this side over here that's just got a bushing pressed in, and then your idler arm goes directly through it. But I got everything mocked up, and like I said, I've checked and checked and checked all over again. And this is a lot better upgrade, in my opinion, than running that junk, unsafe adapter. That's just me. I mean, you know, this is, like I've always said, this is an old car. We want to make it safe. I mean, if we can upgrade something, then that's what I'd rather do. But this is a little upgrade, and there's no information out there whatsoever, none, And this is what I did. I just upgraded because my 59 Biscayne had that same exact adapter. And even if it doesn't have the power assist, I've noticed on the Edsels, the Fords, and some of the Chevrolets from, the late 50s, early 60s, had that adapter no matter what. And I wanted to get rid of it for safety concerns. So that's what I did. And they made an upgrade kit for my Biscayne. You just upgrade to a 63, 64 drag link, and that gets rid of all that. But that's what I did here. And like I said, everything's the exact same. I've ordered all new tie rods and the sleeves, new outer tie rods, all that good stuff. And that'll tighten this steering up a lot. I've still got to do the ball joints and all the bushings and all that good stuff. But I'm going to eventually upgrade soon to 4-wheel disc brakes. So I don't really want to put ball joints in it until I get the disc brake kit. But that's what I did here, and it makes it a lot better. Now, the inner tie rods are kind of hard to get, and if you find them, they're about $110 for both pair. For the inner tie rods, they're kind of a little expensive on the high end, but you can get them. Now, keep in mind, you want to look out because they are shaped. They're not completely straight, but it is got a little curve to it on both ends right here, just like that. So you got to keep an eye on that. So there's got the little curve right there. So you got to watch out for that. But they do make them. And Auto Crafters is your friend. They make the inner tie rods. The rest of it, the sleeves and the outer tie rods,